So, Key, can your best friend Rodgers be the difference for the Steelers in the postseason?
He could be. I mean, what are we talking about? A postseason game, maybe two? He could be quarterback position because Mike Tomlin's been winning without a quarterback. He's gone to the postseason without a quarterback. They just haven't been able to win in a long time in the postseason. So Aaron Rodgers could potentially be the guy that helps them finally get a W in the postseason. It's all really about getting there, right? And then we're looking at the division and obviously established younger quarterbacks with Lamar and Burrow. And then we don't know what Cleveland is. We'll hold that one off. But when you talk about those two frontline guys in Burrow and Lamar Jackson, you automatically assume they're going to be better than an old, crusty Aaron Rodgers. I put the crusty part in there for you. But they got a coach that knows how to prepare his team in certain situations to win games. And they got a solid defense. So if you got a coach and a solid defense and a quarterback that's just steady enough, you'll be okay.
Well,
I'm not even sure if he can get them to the postseason this year. I mean, we've seen what happened with the Jets. And yes, Mike Tomlin is a great coach and has never missed a postseason, but I'm looking at the roster. Yeah, they added DK. But I'm looking at what Rodgers has done, you know, and I go as far as back as just last year. I think they had a better roster on the Jets last year than they do for Pittsburgh. And I expect that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to get better. If they make it to the playoffs with Rodgers, I'm not sure he's enough to advance any more than what they've done in the last 4 or 5 years, but being a first-round exit. So I think until the Sixers decide to invest in a long-term quarterback, one for the future, this is going to be a reoccurring thing for them to make the playoffs and get bounced in the first round.
I don't think he's going to make a difference at all. I actually think they're going to have a worse season and miss the postseason. They'll have a winning season like they always do. But there are a lot of good teams in the AFC. The battle for the wild card spots is going to be so tough.
Yeah.
And the Steelers, to me, at this point, just feel like someone going through a ridiculous midlife crisis, getting in, like, unnecessary facelifts or running around in skinny jeans for no reason. Like, just put a quarter zip on. You know, you've made your money.
Jeans.
Like, why? What are we trying to prove here?
Skinny boy.
She said a facelift for no reason.
They're trying so hard.
Jeans.
Like, it's okay. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I thought I was the only person that look at people like that, but go ahead.
No, we all do. It's just why are you doing this?
Because
You're a prestigious organization, a cornerstone of the NFL. You have 6 Lombardis. You have a coach that has decades of never having a losing season, and you're sitting around waiting for Aaron Rodgers, who won 5 games in 2 years with the New York Jets.
But in all honesty,
where is your dignity?
He can still play the position.
Can he?
Yeah,
because he was there in New York last year.
That's the coaching. That's everything.
So he needs things around him in order to be successful. Because he was supposed to be the savior in New York.
But with the wrong coach. If you had put Mike Tomlin in New York in the Jets sideline and take that staff with that talent in New York, Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, would have been a much better quarterback last year.
Do you think that...
And I feel the same way at times about Aaron Rodgers.
Had a nice season last year?
Excuse me?
You think Caleb Williams had a nice season last year?
For a rookie trying to figure it out, I think he played okay.
Because they had virtually the same season. They had virtually the same statistics.
He played okay for a guy trying to figure it out.
Okay, so when we can all agree that Aaron Rodgers played okay last year.
On the last 4 or 5 games, yes, I would say that.
Well, he played okay in at least 5 of them because that's all that they won in New York.
Yeah.
I think that they can squeeze 3 more wins out of Aaron Rodgers from what he did last year. So I think they'll be around. They'll have a winning season. I don't think that they'll make the postseason. I don't think that he is going to contribute to them winning a postseason game.
But if they can squeeze 3 more games out of him...
Not to what they did last year. I'm saying to what he did last year.
Yeah, but if you could add what he did last year...
the playoffs in the AFC with 9 wins.
If you add what he did last year to what they did last year, then what? That's playoffs.
They had Justin Fields and Russell Wilson last year.
Yes.
Both quarterbacks I would take immediately over Aaron Rodgers right now. We are excited about the Jets with Justin Fields.
Yes, because I'm
Justin
excited
Fields
about
was
his.
with the Steelers last year.
And he should have still been with the Steelers. That's the Steelers' fault that they made the decision to move on from Justin Fields for whatever flirtatious reasons that with Aaron Rodgers.
But the Jets moved on from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to do a new coaching staff any good at all. None at all. None. He had been there. He'd been there. The building stink. It was time to get rid of all those dudes.
29 different quarterbacks had at least one game with 300-plus passing yards and multiple passing touchdowns. Rodgers did not.
Yeah, but I don't blame all that on Aaron Rodgers, though, Joy.
Who are we blaming it on?
First of all, he went through an offensive coordinator that he handpicked. I get it.
Right.
In Hackett. I got that. That probably should have never been the offensive coordinator because he wasn't really calling plays in Green Bay. LaFleur was doing all of that work. But for some reason, Aaron Rodgers liked him as the quarterback coach, got him hired in Denver, didn't go to Denver, instead went to New York, then got him in New York with him. All I'm saying is that Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith has the ability to put him in much better situations to where we won't be talking about him late in the season as some sort of major failure to the offense. That's just my belief.
But think about it. Not only Aaron Rodgers in this system, in the Pittsburgh's way, the way they play, it doesn't fit him.
Well, it could fit him. Running the football, playing defense, and you just do enough. I'm not asking you to be Aaron Rodgers of 2017, 2016.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be that guy. I just need you to throw the ball to the right guy when we ask you to, and not to the other team. And I think he can do that. I honestly do.
And that's good enough to do what in the AFC?
You can win some games if you got a defense and you can run
They
the
won
football.
games last year.
Yeah, Joy, I get it. But he's better than anything else that's out there for them.
Whose fault is that?
Well, that's their fault.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this is not something that I am excited about watching.
I'm trying to get you excited about it.
I don't think that I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
it ain't
know.
gonna work.
You're very good, but I don't know if you're that good. This is a hard pitch for me. And I don't know. I think more of the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they are as an organization.
But
they're
Joy,
sitting around waiting for a guy
I don't
who
know
won
how many
5 games
times
last year,
I'm-
who's on his clearly the last
But
year of
Joy.
his career to do what? To go try to win a playoff game? The bar is in hell.
But you're saying that, though.
This is for organizations that don't win.
No, but
this
you're
is for
saying that.
organizations that don't have standards.
You're saying trying to win a playoff game. They need to get into the playoffs. Once you get into the tournament, it's game by game. That's it.
Like, it's giving a really tacky car and, like, hair dye that just doesn't work, you know? It's giving that friend that you're like, friend, you've made a lot of money. You are very successful. You can just go sit at the peninsula and have a cocktail. You'll do fine.
Forget the toupee.
Like, you don't need to do all this.
You don't need to
just
do
head
that.
over to Wally's. All right, I'll get you a drink. You'll be all right. You're doing way too much. You're embarrassing all of us. That is what I feel like the Pittsburgh
Don't
Steelers
need
are
the
doing right now.
ball. Don't need the toupee.
Nah, just go ball. Just do the
go ball. You
Yeah,
good. You work for a lot of bees, man. You
Just pull
good.
that black card out, smack it on the counter when you go to pay. There you go, right
The
on the marble.
Steelers is still holding on.
Bam! It bounces a little bit, and then you're
Oh,
good.
no.
You're all right. Heading over to Cleveland and the Browns.
That's a good one.
Shedeur Sanders is in the middle of what is being reported as a fair and efficient quarterback competition. I don't think I've ever heard that in my life, but that hasn't disrupted the team chemistry. Shedeur said in a recent interview, quote, everybody's cool outside the room. People are trying to pit us against each other, but inside the room, we know we are one. Well, only one of them can win the starting position. So, Key, are you confident that that will be Shedeur?
You know, the crazy thing is I am confident it's going to be Shedeur. I don't know when, though. I don't know if it's the start of the season or 3, 4, 5 games into the season. But before they get to the mid-season mark, he's going to be the starting quarterback and taking the reps. Now, look, the way things go when you acquire quarterbacks, in particularly any position, that guy who's in first, who's on the team and the roster first when they acquire him, usually gets the first reps of the opportunity. Then the second guy gets it, the third guy gets it, the fourth guy gets it. So what I'm saying by this is Kenny Pickett was acquired before Dylan Gabriel, before Flacco, even though Flacco was there a year ago, but they brought him back. But Kenny Pickett was already there, whatever, a couple weeks before. Then you bring in Dylan Gabriel based on draft status. Then you bring in Flacco. Then you bring in Shedeur, who was the last guy being drafted out of those guys in the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
They'll all split reps in training camp. They'll get equal amount of reps. And then we'll start to notice those reps are dying from somebody, right? It'll either be Joe Flacco will be sitting over there with the coaches laughing while Shedeur is batting it out with the other guys. Or we'll look up and Dylan Gabriel won't be practicing one day because it'll be Kenny Pickett's turn. And that's how he'll win the veteran players over. That's how he'll win some of the younger guys over and the coaching staff by performing when the opportunity presents itself when he's with the ones and the twos.
Yeah.
And that's how they'll grade him. But I think he'll come out on top.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, Key. I don't think I probably wouldn't even want him to start the season because usually when you start the season and things don't go well, that means you're gonna be sitting over there for the rest of the season. I think it'll be better if he got a chance to watch for a few weeks or even like the first 7, 8 weeks. And once the Browns figure out, hey, we're not going anywhere, we're not gonna make the playoffs, let's throw him out there and see what he got. But eventually, I do believe he'll get some minutes, he'll get some starting opportunities. But I think there is going to be a pecking order, like you say, Key. I think there will be a pecking order. They picked him in the 5th round. We don't talk about 5th rounders usually, unless they start.
Yeah.
I think Kenny Pickett will be the day one starter.
But I wouldn't be shocked, though, Joy, if Kenny Pickett not even there day one.
Well,
I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't either. I agree with both of you. I think Shedeur will be the starter at some point this season. I think he will win that job. But I think coming out of training camp, the reason I would say Kenny Pickett over Joe Flacco is, Joe Flacco is insurance. Yeah. Kenny Pickett, for whatever we think of Kenny Pickett, is younger, has started 12 games. Yeah. He started with the Steelers. Like he's got a 7-5 record as a Steelers starter. So he's a solid glue guy, like a bridge guy.
Could be.
I don't think he's there to win games, but to be the day one starter for like some stability, has more experience in the league, 2 more years of experience. I think that he'll end up being the starter there over Joe Flacco for that reason. At least there's some more upside potentially just because of age with Kenny Pickett. But I do think that Shedeur will end up starting at some point this season. It is an interesting situation, though, because I don't know that I've ever seen a quarterback competition where I really felt like nobody has the edge here. Like there's no reason to force someone into that spot. There's no money on the line. There's no legacy on the line. There's no overarching amount of experience. There's no connection to the team. Like whoever wins this will have really won it.
See, I think Cleveland.
Hold on, Key. Look at the schedule. He's gonna be starting soon. Look at the schedule. He's gonna be starting soon.
They're gonna go
0-7. 0-7.
Lions, Minnesota, Steelers. Woo!
He's gonna be start by week 7.
Man, they got Cincinnati,
Dolphins.
Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Miami before they get to a retooled New England.
That's what he's gonna be starting.
But Cleveland is not as bad as
Key.
They're not. But to not know what's going on at the quarterback
that makes it bad.
Is tough.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah,
but
that is a gauntlet to start the season.
I'll see him in New England.
Yuck. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.